Hi everybody. So we've made it through the freshman caregiver introduction, and now I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some stumbles you can make along the way in this part of the process, as well as some ways that you can study those. So one of the things that comes up a lot during the freshman caregiver stages is as you're just starting to get out and you're only occasionally attending appointments, you start having some miscommunications with healthcare professionals. Um, Another potential way that you can stumble along this journey is if you forget to kind of ask or you don't consider your carrier's suggestions for ways that they would like you to help or how they would like you to be involved in the journey with them. And then the third stumble that comes up quite often is when family members say that they'll help and then they don't. So why don't we talk through those a little bit? The very first one is miscommunication with healthcare professionals. This one we probably talked about in other videos or talked about before, but this is where we bring along that ask from the very first stage of an expectant caregiver. It's a good time now to really ask a lot of questions and ask for clarification, especially since the journey is sort of new and things aren't quite yet harried. Give you an opportunity to really get all of the details that you want to get. The next is, as it relates to the person you're caring for, is really try to value their insights. I think it's interesting. One of the caregivers that I've known, I talked to them about how they talked to their carrie about what they wanted. And it turned out the carrie did not want to be cared for at home, which may seem rare, but they really wanted to be part of a community where they could have friends and meet people more their age and do fun stuff. So having asked that maybe a little earlier in the journey might have been a great solution to reduce the stress on both parties. And then really the last one, when we talk about family members saying that they are going to help but then don't, or going to help but can't, um, rather than waiting for folks to ask or offer to help, when you make a request, be very specific. So it should be not, hey, could you go get mom next week sometime? And they're like, oh yeah, sure. It should be, can you go get mom from the senior center at 1 p.m. on Thursday? She gets picked up at the front door. You have to get out of the car because she has trouble walking across the parking lot. And don't forget to bring her walker, which is easier if you put in the back seat, etc. Because sometimes we ask one thing and mean another, and then everyone ends up being very frustrated with the outcome. So be specific when you do ask for help so that they can meet the requests that they need to. And the other piece is try to let go of any resentments of family members who won't, don't, or can't help. It's interesting that, we all have that Uncle Bob, right? Uncle Bob that's always says yes and never does it. You already know that. So getting frustrated that Uncle Bob promised to go get mom every Thursday from the senior center and you still end up figuring out every Thursday morning how to make it happen is really, kind of the definition of insanity, right? We keep doing the same things over and over and expecting different results. The other thing is some of our family members, while they have maybe time in our estimation or have the ability, maybe they don't. Maybe they're not in a mental place where they can help, or maybe they're not in a financial place where they can help or feel solid in their job or in their environment. So I know it's very easy to be frustrated and also very easy to feel like you're the one that a lot of the things fall upon, but it's also just as easy to let them go and let them deal with their thing. At the end of this, you're not going to be frustrated or mad or resentful that you didn't do all that you thought you could do. So I would say my biggest advice, whether you want my advice or not, would be to just try very hard to let go of the resentments of family members that can't, won't, or don't help in the way that you would hope or the way that you need. So hopefully you found some of these details helpful, and we'll be moving on to the next stage of caregiving in the next video, which is the entrenched caregiver. Thank you very much. Bye.